everyone, it's Tawny. Today's going to be a very chill and laid back video because I had to get some teeth removed at the dentist today, 12 hours ago to be exact, and I feel okay. I just took some more Tylenol. I'm not taking any of the heavy stuff, just Tylenol, ibuprofen, things like that. So I can't really talk a whole lot, but we're going to try and talk through this. I might stop it, might cancel the video, who knows, but just bear with me. There were some things that I wanted to talk about that I didn't get to talk about in my new makeup nonsense bingo video, and I decided to film this video, so this is kind of what we're doing today. So the first thing I want to talk about is from YSL, and it's their new line, NU. There's the new Bare Look Tint Skin Tint Foundation, the Glow and Balm Face Priming Moisturizer, Blotting Lotion Pore Minimizer and Priming Mattifier, Tone Corrector and Complexion Booster, and Dewy Mist Rejuvenating Face Spray. They're all about like $30 to $40, it looks like, which is a good range, especially for being from YSL. But the product tubes don't look quite as big as I was expecting. And if you look at the pictures that I'm going to be posting up here, the shade range looks weird. It's very gray. And I usually don't notice shade ranges quite as much as other people do. At least like not the undertones. I mainly just focus on like, is there enough for deep people, light people, medium, and anything in between. I think there's a good bit of deep considering that bottom row. I think they could have kept a couple more deep because they start to lean a little bit more just dark and medium. But I think it's okay. But that third line down from the top, it kind of looks a little gray and like weird. And like there's that one pink shade and it's like, whose skin tone is that? Like, who needs that pink of a like lip or a skin tint? Like I think they could have done a better job with the shade range. So I kind of want to talk about that. And that was one of the things I missed in my bingo video. The next one is from Estee Lauder, and it's their Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Foundation SPF 19. I think Estee Lauder is another one of those brands that's really milking on a line that worked for them at one point, just like Too Faced is with the chocolate palettes and with the Better Than Sex mascara and now perfume and whatnot, and how Urban Decay keeps putting everything as like naked, even though they stopped being naked like 5 palettes ago. I think Estee Lauder is kind of doing that with their Double Wear. And I think the shade range is okay. There's a lot of light tones that honestly look all the same. There's 26 shades, which isn't bad. I think they could have gone deeper. I think the 2 deeper shades don't look very deep in my opinion. And a couple of them in the deeper section look about the same. And a skin tint, you could honestly not have 26 and just have a broad range because they kind of mesh with your skin enough that you don't need... Like, it's not high coverage enough that you're going to notice if it's not matching. It matches enough that you can find something. And I feel like these shades, like, there's too many and there's not enough variety. If that makes sense. So I'm not purchasing that. I'm just not interested in skin tints. I found that they just don't work for me. They're just not my thing. I'd rather get something that's more full coverage, but that's just my opinion. Next up is the Fall 2021 Luminescent Eye Shades from Chantecaille. I think these are really pretty. There's one leopard, that's the bronze, and tiger, that's the emerald. I think these are really pretty. If you're interested in having like an individual like color, like an individual eyeshadow, I think this would be really cool. I really like the brown one just because I'm into browns and like, you know. But I think this is kind of cute. Not something I'm interested in. And they're $59 each, which is so expensive for an eyeshadow. Like, who are they? Like, they're like turning into Hourglass, charging like almost $200 for like 5 eyeshadows. Like, who? Like, I don't, and your quality, I don't know how good their quality is to say that like it'd be worth it. But luxury brands sometimes like just think they're all that in a bag of chips. And it's like, you're not even the air in the bag of the chips, honey. Like, another expensive brand. This palette I was really bummed I didn't get to talk about because I had very high opinions. It's the Vanity Makeup Cosmetics new Signature palette. It's $95 with 12 eyeshadows. When I first saw this, it looked exactly like a palette I already own in my collection. Now, if you're interested, I just dropped a bunch of makeup while I did that, but luckily it was makeup I was getting rid of. But luckily, I already own this palette, so I don't have to worry about like spending $95. I spent $48 a while ago, like over a year ago, to buy this beauty. And look how many different shades there are compared to the 12 pan that's going to be up there. I think if the quality is really good, this could be a really nice palette. It's a lot more condensed than the Tati Beauty palette is. But at the same time, like, if you already have the Tati Beauty palette, you don't need that one at all. Unless you want to test out the quality or, like, spend $95 on a palette. I don't currently, so that's a pass for me. Next up, I wasn't thinking of getting these, but with how cheap they are, and I've seen people use them and they really like them and they look decent, I'm kind of considering it. But they're $41.95. I guess the whole thing is $41.95. It's $29.95 for the Europeans, which that bothers me, but then I know how Canadians feel from the United States to Canadian prices, so I can't complain. But this is from Be Perfect Cosmetics, and it's a collaboration with Zachary Vang and Cold World, I guess. Not quite sure. I don't know who these people are, but they're the Shapeshifter palettes. There's the Define and Sculpt palette, and then there's the Shapeshift and Color, which I guess would be like the eyeshadow palette. I think these are really cool and really something different, and I think especially the face palette offers a big variety of tones that anyone can make it work. You can use it as a good contour bronzer palette, or you can just use it to brighten with the 2 brightening shades. I've seen Makeup by Tammy use this on Instagram, and it always looks so stunning on her, but anything she does always looks stunning, so I can't really say that, like, it's just her. She's just pretty. Like, that's all there is to say. But I'd be interested in checking it out just to see more about Be Perfect Cosmetics, because I've heard so much about them lately, but haven't really gotten a chance to test them out because they're a European brand, and it's just like, it's not something that I come across all that often, but I've definitely seen it enough that I, like, want to see what it's about and, like, see if anything's worth picking up. Oh, my mouth's starting to hurt a little bit, so I might have to speed this video along or just make it a shorter one. If you notice, I can't even open it that wide, and, like, it wasn't hurting, but now, after I went all day talking, because I talk a lot, it's starting to, like, you can see the redness. Next up is the Pink Religion palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I wasn't going to share this, but I kind of just wanted to touch on it. $52 for 18 shades. I think a lot of the shades are repetitive. That middle pink row kind of looks like the exact same shade the whole way across. I think if you're interested in pinks and you're interested in supporting this brand, it might be a good thing to pick up and have in your collection, considering they've never really done pink a whole lot since a lot of their palettes are monochromatic. Me personally, I have other palettes that are perfectly pink that are more ethical, and I don't feel uncomfortable supporting the brand, so I would rather use those and pick up this palette. I think it's a good idea to do the pinks, but honestly, like, it's not something I would personally get. Next up are the Magic Touch Concealers by ABH. They're $29 each, which isn't a bad deal, and it's 25 shades. I think the shades could be different because a lot of the mediums look the same as do the lighter tones, which does always happen. They only have like 2 that look really deep, and even that doesn't look too deep. But considering they're a concealer, you can go a little lighter because you want something lighter. But then again, sometimes people like to use their skin tone, their skin color or skin tone to try and like match, like to cover a pimple or something, because you don't want to brighten that. So that's kind of a disadvantage, but I would be interested in trying this just to see how decent it is and see like if I like it, because I'm always interested in trying stuff from them, but I've never seen anything that's really been interesting to me because I don't use their brow products. So then it's like there's never really much to try. But so yeah, definitely be interested in trying that out. Next up is kind of the main reason I wanted to talk and like film this video. It's the I Heart Revolution and Pebbles collection. It's like the Cocoa and Fruity Pebbles cereal collection. The palettes are really intriguing to me. I like the packaging around them. I think they're really cute, very aesthetic, very keeping in tone with what you're expecting from this like collection. I'm interested in trying out the cool toned one, like the brown one, because that's like mainly my thing. But then at the same time, the Fruity Pebbles palette is like speaking to me too. They're $22 each, and I've thought about getting them. Maybe if there's like a deal at Ulta, which there was just 10% off or 10 times the points and 9% cash back through Rakuten yesterday, but these didn't get uploaded to the website till today. So that was, you know, I like went on last night, didn't see it, went on today, saw it, and I was like, are you kidding me? I would have bought them last night. Now that there's no sale, I don't want to get them, but I might pick them up. There's there's a highlighter and a bronzer that kind of look a little funky. I'm not sure how those would be. I'd be interested in seeing if people actually like them. But yeah, I'd definitely be interested in trying the eyeshadow palettes because I'm like really intrigued about that. Next up are the 3 mystery boxes from ColourPop. The Mega Mystery is $89 with a $200 50-cent full value. The CP Confidential for $49, $102 full value. Secret Stash for $29 and has a $61 full value. I'd be interested in trying one of these. Out, but my thing is I have so much from ColourPop that I don't really think I would need it because I have so much stuff that, like, I'd rather get what I want than just get a mystery thing. But if you're looking for something for Christmas or a birthday idea for somebody that likes makeup, I think this would be the right way to go because it's just a variety box that you don't know what you're going to get. So it feels like a subscription box kind of a thing. And then it's good makeup because their quality makeup is like really decent. So I think it'd be something worth looking into. I'd be interested to see if anybody buys them and like what's in them. But I'm not going to be picking them up just because I already have so much in my collection from them that there's no real point in getting duplicates that I'd have to get rid of or sell, be wasting my money. Next up are the Wild Obsession palettes from Huda Beauty. There's 4 palettes that include 9 different shades for $29 each. I really like the green one that's called Wild Python. I know I would never use those shades, but there's something about a bright green and a bright neon yellow that like gets me every time. And that palette is just like speaking to me. That one and the dark purple one, the chameleon one, I'm like really interested in. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get these. I probably won't. I might wait till there's like a dupe brand that comes out with them. I hate to say that, but I've had decent luck with dupe brands in the past, so I feel okay with like doing that. Next up is the Birds of a Feather collection from Dior. When I first saw this picture between the blushes and the eyeshadow palettes, I was like, man, these colors are like, whew. That coral toned blush, I like really want it. I know I'm not going to buy it because Dior's so expensive, and for how big the packaging is, it's not worth it because you get very little. The eyeshadow palettes are $65 each for 5 shadows. I say no thank you. Even though the blue one looks really pretty. I mean, they both look really pretty. If you're interested in shelling out that kind of money, I would definitely say to test it out because these colors are gorgeous. But again, this is kind of like a spring collection, not like at fall. And I understand you're doing like the Birds of Prey or something, but like it's not the right time of year to release something like this, Next up is the Super Shock Shadow set, ColourPop and Disney Princesses. I think these are really pretty. I'm not going to be picking up the set just because I don't like this formula, but I think some of the swatches look really nice and some of these are really cool. So I think if you're interested in this formula and Disney Princesses, to pick up the whole thing, but if you just are interested in like 1 or 2, I would say to try and get them individually and then test them out, see how you can use them in your everyday makeup routine, because they are really pretty, but I just don't see myself using something like that, so it's a pass for me. Next up is the Beauty Creations and I Torres Beauty collab. It features a lip trio, another lip trio, the Face to Face quad, eyeshadow palette, and then the PR box is $75. The palette kind of reminds me of the Shan XO collab with ColourPop, but just because it has that like black with the yellow streak through it, it's honestly not even that close, but like to me that's what it reminded me of. I think this is pretty cute. I'm not going to get this just because I don't know who the person is and like I'm not really interested in it, but if these colors are like your thing and you like this person, I'd say to go pick it up, but for me it's a no. Morphe is collaborating with Coke again, Coca-Cola, the soda brand, and they're doing the Cherry Coke collection that features the palette, the lip glaze, a lip and cheek duo, and then the 3-piece beauty sponge set. They're all relatively like good pricing. I don't know why Morphe decided to switch over to this more like metal pan packaging that kind of reminds you like the Too Faced palettes. It seems a little weird, and for being a Cherry Coke collection, the colors look very muddled. They don't like, I could understand having some deep reds, but also having brighter reds and like incorporated in there. But to me, the palette looks so boring that there's nothing enticing me to get it. And even if I like Cherry Coke, I probably wouldn't get it because it looks so bad. I'm hoping they don't do a collab with Dr. Pepper because I'd like to buy it, but I know it's going to suck. So like, I don't want to have to spend my money on crap, If it'd be worth it, then yeah, I'd buy it. But if it's anything like this one, I would not get it. Last up is the new Y2K collection from ColourPop. It features 5-pan palettes. There's 3 of them. Super Shock highlighters in lavender and pink. Super Shock shadows, ultra glitter, that are in 3 shades, plumping lip glosses in 3 shades, just a tint lip crayon 2 shades, 4 hair clips, and crystal face jewels. I think the highlighters are an interesting color. I don't think they would look good on me in the slightest. They would have to be sort of like eye toppers or something that like I'd have to incorporate with an eye look. The palettes are interesting. The pink one looks pretty. I have to say that. It's not something I would get. The light lavender one, I feel like that would go really well with like any of the purple palettes that I do have now. And it's like something different and unique. But the green and blue one, that one, like every time I look at it, I'm like, I want that. But I know deep down I would never use these. So I'm not picking any of this up. But these are definitely something that like, if you're interested in these, if you like the new Y2K stuff, if you're interested in like bringing the past back that like sucked but people now think is cool, like sure, go for it. But for me, it's not my collection. I just don't think the whole Y2K stuff is like interesting to me. It's not a genre that I'm like trying to bring back. Like I was in middle school from 2006 to 2009 or 7 to 9, something like that. And then I was in like elementary school early than that. We didn't have cell phones until like middle school, or at least nobody really had a cell phone until middle school. And I've like blacked out middle school because I got bullied so much. My best friend was a jerk to me all through middle school, but I was like too dumb to notice until high school. And then I cut things off like immediately. I didn't take any of that crap, which I'm glad I didn't do that. But middle school was a time that like the bullies were out in full force and they were ready to go. They had your head on a stake ready to like burn it. They were like intense. Like it was awful. So it's not a time I'd like to remember. Let me know if there's anything you guys were interested in from this, if there's anything you're going to be picking up, anything you want my opinion on, if I'm going to be buying it or not. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell down below so you get notified when I upload my next videos. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.